Well, I was checking today over what happened with my eating, and I ate a lot of food today, but I didn't feel real full, which was great. I didn't have that discomfort that I had yesterday, so that was a good thing. I started out, I had some hash browns in the freezer, so I just put a big block of those on a non-stick frying pan, and I chopped up a bunch of peppers, red, green, onions, sauteed them on the side, let them cook for a while and brown the hash browns, and then I took a blueberry muffin and put it into the stove, before I started cooking. And by the time I was finished, I took the blueberry muffin, put it in the air fryer to kind of finish it off so it get nice and cooked, nice and browned, or, just nicely toasted. And then I had a delicious breakfast. It was hash browns, a scrambled, red green peppers, and a nice blueberry muffin. Ooh, it was good. And coffee. So that was my breakfast. And then, I'll tell you what I ate, but it's like over a long period of time. And then I had some leftover pasta. I had marinara. I finished up the marinara, added it to the pasta. I heated it up. Um, and I also had a garden griller. I looked at the fat content. It was totally legal, so I chopped that up like little meatballs in there, and I had a delicious pasta dish with probably like nutritional yeast and red peppers. Oh, it was really good. And then later in the day, I had some leftover banana ice cream, raspberry ice cream in the freezer, just a little bit, and I chopped up some of these chocolate sauce that was kind of hard, and I had like a little bit of ice cream. Oh, it was so good. And I had a cup of tea. And then later I had like a tortilla shell with that cheese sauce, which I still have something left. I made a lot of cheese sauce in this mason jar, and I put pizza spice and nutritional yeast, toasted that up, and I had a little snack with that. And then at some point, I don't quite remember when, I think it was before I meditated, I had, maybe after, I don't remember, but I had steamed cauliflower, steamed broccoli, steamed carrots, all spiced up with onion powder, garlic powder, probably everything spices, like everything bagel spices, smoked paprika, chili powder. And I toasted in the air fryer tofu with all those spices, and got them nice and crispy, added it all together, added more nutritional yeast, and I had a delicious bowl of fresh now, freshly steamed vegetables with crispy tofu, and it was so good and so filling, but not in a bad way, just in like a, steamed vegetable and tofu way. It was just really good. The other thing I wrote down was that I just was reminding myself how easy it is to cook this stuff. It's just putting the ingredients together, but the main thing is how easy it is to clean up. You basically just rinse the pan. Sometimes take a little scouring thing to get like a little bit of food off, but it's very easy. And once again, if it's easy to clean in your sink, it's not fouling up your body. It's easy for your body to process and to metabolize. It's not sticking to everything, it's not clogging everything up. Just like cleaning it up. It's very, it just goes right through. So that's like a revelation. And then before I meditated, I wanted, after I had that big stir fry, I think that's what I must have had it before I meditated, I made chocolate cookies. And I looked up a recipe for just plain chocolate cookies. Well, I didn't have a lot of chocolate chips. I had some, so I melted chocolate chips. I had cocoa powder, vanilla. I used that brown sugar, date sugar, half and half, whole wheat, white flour, baking powder, baking soda, xanthan gum, which seems to be this magic ingredient for these no fat baked goods, and then I took like a third of a banana and some applesauce and blended that up, and then I blended all the liquid ingredients together, added them to the dry, mixed them up, put them on a cookie pan. I don't have any Silpat mats, so I've had to take some ghee and just, put it on the cookie sheet so that the cookies don't stick. But that's very minimal. I mean, it's just basic. You can't get away from that. I should get some Silpats, so there's just no fat. But they came up so good. I think I cooked them for about 16 minutes, and I made about, I don't know, 15, 16, and they're nice, and they raised up real nice and high. They're just perfect, just perfect. I would have taken, next time when I do that recipe, I'm going to take some of these, stevia chocolate chips and put them in there, because that would have been really good, like stupendously good. So I put them in my cookie tin for further reference. And I went and exercised tonight. I did 15 minutes on the stationary bike, 10 minutes on the elliptical, did a little yoga, did a whirlpool, did a sauna. And then I went to Walmart and replenished some of my stuff, a few things I needed at Walmart. And but I felt good. And I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat anything tonight because I did all my eating during the day. And that would be great if I could just, keep my eating before meditation and then not be eating in the evening, because that's kind of like an intermittent fasting thing, which I've never been able to do. Never been able to do that. But lately, the past couple nights, I've been kind of feeling like, okay, I'm full, I don't need anything more. And also I've noticed is that I'm not craving salty foods or sweet foods. I'm not craving those hits of either salty or sweet, which I generally have going. So I think it's kind of like chilled out my whole metabolism, because it is a very balanced, kind of mild assortment of food, and I think the body's very satisfied, in a very kind of calm way, which is really nice. And like I said, I've done this before. I was just wild about the Pritikin diet in the early 80s, took off a lot of weight, did a lot of cooking, learned how to cook fat-free, learned how to make, fat-free bread and all the substitutes. I was absolutely wild about that. And then life took over. I got busy with work. I took a job and working all kinds of hours, and you had to do a lot of cooking. In those days, I was eating turkey, and I'd have a fat-free bread with turkey sandwich and mustard. That was like one of my big go-to snacks. I ate a lot of those, but I don't do that anymore. But this is just great. I'm really glad I'm doing it. And when I was in my bathing suit, I still have this big stomach, and I was in my workout clothes, and I just was like, I'm just like not there yet. But I saw another friend of mine who gained a lot of weight, and he's one of these guys. He rides his bike everywhere. Usually, he works out all the time. Usually, very trim, but he's been ill. And I think with COVID and being locked in his house and, kind of depressed, he's gained quite a bit of weight, which, boy, it's easy to have happen. I did. I did. I'm fighting it off. Anyway, so this was day 6 of my in-between juice fast. I don't even like to mention it, because I'm enjoying this so well. Part of my plan, this is the eating phase on the starch solution in April 2022.